Hey, welcome back to another Welcome back to another episode of The Average Uninformed. This week we decide to revisit Batman v Superman to give you our reviews, so grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy.
I have a story to tell you. You know how when you're like out walking at night, you just kind of like look into people's houses as you walk by?
Yeah, sure. I do that. The eyes wander.
I mean, I do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's dark out. The light's on. People are moving around inside. It's not like I'm creepy about it. I'm not like standing there like Michael Myers, just being like, I'm not a creep. Leave me alone. Anyway, tonight I was walking the dog and I look over and there's this house across the street that has these big bay windows into their living room. Mm-hmm. It's just like this 7 or 8 year old kid just walking around his living room naked. Made me chuckle.
Was that it?
That was it. Yeah. That was the end of the story. I've seen a lot of naked people that way.
Well, by my house.
That sounds creepy. It's all passing glances. Yeah.
I have the issue with I don't draw my blinds when I strip down in my room.
Right.
So the amount of time my neighbors probably see me naked.
You don't have that big of a window though.
No, but my neighbors in the back are outside fairly frequently in the summer.
Yeah, second floor. I'm not saying that they don't see anything, but I'm saying the chances of them seeing Dong City, I feel like that's slim to none.
No, they'll see it because it's huge.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen I've seen some weird things because people don't think they're being watched. Here's a public service announcement: close your blinds at night because people who aren't even creeps, like me, will look into your house.
That's what a creep would say.
That's the pledge, right? You'd stick your hand down your pants and raise your right hand, say, "I'm not a creep." That's a Friends joke, I think. Anyway.
I don't remember that, but let's go with it.
Anyway, yeah, the first time I saw a naked guy, I was out jogging at night, and this guy was just sitting in his living room watching TV, just completely naked. It's always funny.
Yeah, your neighborhood's weird, man.
Oh, that was like in Woodstock. That's not even my neighborhood.
I saw Elton John yesterday.
You did?
Last minute tickets.
How was it?
It was pretty fantastic. It was at the Scotiabank Arena where where all the Raptors games happen. But we were on the top balcony. So we didn't have a great view, but it was good enough that it was the show was so good that it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at my friends ended up getting tickets for the floor, super cheap. But even from their angle, you couldn't see Elton John very clearly.
Right.
At least from my angle, I was able to see the entire stage and all the special effects. It was kind of cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's his goodbye tour. So
right, he's retiring because he's 105, right, or something like that.
Yeah,
he's officially an old queen. So okay, what did he play? Did he play your song?
Yes, your song.
Wait, let me just guess.
Okay,
Tiny Dancer.
Yes.
Candle in the Wind. Crocodile
I think so.
Rock.
That one, not sure.
Saturday Night's a Good Night for Fighting.
Yes, that was one of the last songs he played. Actually,
Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
That was the last song he played. Makes sense.
Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
Not sure.
The Bitch Is Back.
What?
I'm Still Standing.
Yes. You're missing
Rocket Man.
There you go. Yeah, there was a few songs. I don't listen to a lot of Elton John, but I'm familiar with his music. I do like his music. So I was trying to refresh my memory on the songs I did like. And there was a few was thinking about that he didn't play. I was kind of surprised because he played for 3 hours, 3 hours straight.
No breaks, no intermission.
No. Well, there was 2 times where he left the stage, but he came out in another outfit. So it's not like he had that much of a break.
So yeah, okay. So he didn't even pee or anything like that. He just went out and they're like, strip me.
Actually, on the last set, he came out with this blue, yellow. It looked like the seat covers for the GO train. He had a bunch of yellow designs on it.
That's so oddly specific, but yes, yeah.
Yeah, mostly blue with a bunch of weird colors on it. But then after a song, the lights dimmed down, came back up, and he was wearing white. So he probably wore that underneath and just stripped it off.
Okay.
Appreciate the effort put into the costume changes.
He's a showman.
Yeah. Change glasses each time too.
Yeah, that's his thing, right?
One of the like Reese's Pieces peanut butter cups on his eyes. It was really strange.
Maybe they were.
He just takes bites out of them after. Can't actually see out of them.
Do you go to a lot of concerts?
I try to do 3 or 4 a year. I'm going to see Offspring, I think next weekend. And then.
Oh, you know what? You said Offspring. I thought Smash Mouth. I thought Smash Mouth. I was like, really? Offspring, I like, yeah.
Yeah, they were
do they still play? I really loved their 90s hits. Like,
Original Prankster.
Why Don't You Go Get a Job and Pretty Fly for a White Guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still play those songs. Probably not.
They did the last time they were in Hamilton, I think. Mm-hmm. My friend went there, and that was the clip I saw.
So you've seen lots of concerts then?
I think so. I'd like to say.
How would you rank Elton John? Farewell tour.
I'd say he's up there. Mm-hmm. The stage design was really cool. Like the entire stage was basically LED panels.
Oh, like even the ground too?
The only ground part was like the front, there's probably like 10 feet of the front of the stage where the piano was. Mm. And then where the other rest of the band members were standing, they were in like a little rectangular pit. But then all around them were like LED panels. So It was really pretty. But it's funny because like some songs, his piano would just kind of like drift around the stage. So you just kind of move around. So like you can just imagine someone with like a remote control just like moving him around.
No, I'm imagining even more retro where it's just like, or even more archaic. It's just some guy on a pulley and he's just hauling it over his back with this thick 2-inch rope. He's just under the stage being like,
Elton John's got like pedals on near his feet. You can like whip him.
It's a fourth pedal for his piano.
One's a whip, one's a taser.
Faster, boy.
Yeah, it's a good show. I'm trying to think. I think the best one I've seen, it was a country artist.
Blake Shelton?
No, he's a really famous one.
Willie Nelson?
No.
Garth Brooks?
Garth Brooks.
You saw Garth Brooks?
Yeah.
Why?
My girlfriend at the time was very into country with her family,
okay.
So I got tickets for free. It was awesome. Yeah, it was really cool because like they didn't just like the stage, they like lit the audience too. Some songs it just looked really insane. Like it was like a swirl of like stars circling the stage. Yeah.
Really neat. Cool. I don't really like concerts.
What? Why?
I don't know. I just don't get the
the expensive beer, the relatively uncomfortable seats.
Well, unless you're going to be like right up close and you're like in spitting distance of the musician, it's kind of like I could watch this on TV. Like I'm just hearing a really loud version of the MP3 or whatever. Like
that's kind of why I like the smaller bands, smaller venues, because then you're always within like 50 feet of the artist.
Yeah. And I mean, and there's the whole crowd aspect of it too. And with certain artists, like they have certain fans and like that can ruin the experience if you're not into that or if they're really hardcore. And there can be hardcore in so many different ways.
We went and saw Death from Above, and I think that had like I can't remember the venue, but it was downtown Toronto. It was at some bar. It probably held 3,000 people max. No, there's not even that. It was smaller for sure. Probably like 1,000 people.
Okay. That's a big bar though.
Yeah. Well, it was like a concert space, but
okay.
Yeah.
With a bar. Okay.
But yeah, half the floor was a mosh pit. It was pretty fun.
Yeah. See, there's the mosh pit of just like, let's all jump around together. And then there's the guys who are just throwing punches in circles.
No, it wasn't it. Actually, it's funny. The one friend I went with, he was the only one that got hit. Like the 5 of us.
Have you ever gone body surfing?
No. That'd be fun.
Me neither.
I
feel like I'm the kind of person where they would be like, nope. And they just let you drop.
Or like they would just pass me over to the edge of the crowd and just drop me.
Yeah. That'd be cool. That's like one of those things where if the opportunity presented itself, I would like to try it. Mm-hmm. But I'm not like one of those in the moment type people. So I wouldn't ever like see the opportunity and be like, this is my chance. I need to take it. It would be like someone has to come up to me and be like, hey, we're all going to go body surfing. Why don't you jump in with us? Like, yeah.
This is well planned. Let's do it.
They're not going to drop me, right? There's no telling.
We can't promise anything.
I mean, have you seen your face? You have a drop face.
You go to jump and it just like the crowd just parts.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fun night.
It was. Just wish the seats weren't $300.
Yeah, but it's like Elton John is one of those rare, legendary artists, right? Like,
yeah, that's kind of what I said. Like it's Elton John.
It's not like, yeah, that's what I said to you when you told me that you're going to go to it. I was like, oh, I'm a little jealous because I would like to see Elton John, but on the flip side, I don't like concerts, so I'm kind of okay with that.
Yeah, I think you would have enjoyed it if we were a little bit closer, like maybe where my friends were sitting.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good show.
He has like so many hits too. Like he could do a greatest hits out of his greatest hits.
How many albums? I think he said he played like, oh, okay, I don't even remember now. It's something ridiculous. Like the number of shows he's played was like in like the tens of thousands, which is
wow.
It's just hard for me to picture, you know?
Well, like when did he start? He started late 60s, maybe early 70s.
70s, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That tracks. 70s was like 50 years ago now, right?
He started when he was 18. So he's 72 now. So that is...
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for him. Yeah, he deserves to retire.
Yeah, there was a lot of songs. I kind of wish I remembered them all.
I just named all of them, so it's fine.
Okay, good.
Let's talk, Victor. This week, our prime minister was elected again. Good old blackface is back in power. I actually don't really have much to say about it. This is probably boring to even Canadians listening to this, so let's move on. It's a bunch of people who are just like, I don't care about politics, especially don't care about Canada's politics.
We have some interesting stuff that happens sometimes. Our prime minister does like blackface 18 years ago.
Yeah.
That's
really about it.
And now you have the option to dress up as Justin Trudeau for Halloween.
Oh no. You know there's going to be some bros who do that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, you can't blackface. I'm not blackfacing, man.
I'm doing Trudeau.
Yeah. Come on. Get with the program.
Oh, that's awful.
Is it?
Wait. Did you vote, Victor?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
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 Wait. So if I can't blackface, can I whiteface? Is that racist?
I mean, technically, yes, but no one cares about whites.
That makes sense.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's get to the news. What little news we have.
I'll start with the trailers.
That's all we have, Victor. Did you see the Bloodshot trailer, Victor?
Yes, I did. Oh, Vinny D back at it again.
It kind of looks good, right?
It does. I didn't know it was a comic book thing, and I looked it up. Is
it Valiant Comics? Is that where it's from?
I have no idea.
Valiant is like the NDP of Marvel DC. It's
way
the
to bring
third
that
party,
in.
which is just as good, but not as well known. You know, maybe it deserves a win.
What else do they have?
I don't know.
Nice.
No, the only character I knew from Valiant Comics was Bloodshot. So, and I don't even know him well. I didn't know what his powers were or anything. I knew the image of him, which Vin Diesel looks nothing like. But yeah, this movie looks kind of good.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited for it.
I mean, the trailer showed pretty much every beat of the movie, but it's a Sony movie. They have to do that. It's written in their contract, you know?
Well, we want to make sure that even if you don't see the movie in theaters, you've seen the movie through the trailers.
Well, I think that's a legitimate thing of that. Like there's focus groups. Like I think I saw that on a movie talk show once where someone worked in a focus group or something like that. And they said they would rather, like the studies have found that if they think a movie is going to be bad, or if they are not like confident in a movie, maybe it's just because it's not a known property or something like that, that they would rather have everyone know as much as possible going in instead of, because it just doesn't draw as much people.
So like a movie like Endgame, they don't really need to show you anything because they know people are going to go see it anyway.
Exactly.
I see.
So for this movie, I think I think that's the reason it worked on me, this trailer. It's because it's just like, oh, so they're lying to him, and like he has to figure out the cycle and do that. Like, cause like if they just showed, hey, you were dead and we brought you back to life. And he's like, yeah, no, I have to get revenge. And then that was the whole trailer. You'd be like, nah.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you'd just be like, he's a dead guy with
cool.
blood. Super blood.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
That would have been cool though if you didn't know about that twist. Because then it's like, oh, you hear the reviews and stuff. It's like, oh, whoa, like the trailer, not what it seems. There's more to it. Yeah, I don't know. Does it kind of remind you of Moon?
Oh yeah, the Sam Rockwell movie?
Yeah. A little bit. Kind of similar.
Not really.
No?
Doesn't really remind me of it.
Clones?
I'm trying to think what it does. They're not clones. It's just, they just keep bringing them back.
No, for Moon?
For Moon, yes.
Yeah, clones.
This movie is not clones at all.
No, but same premise. It's like, oh.
How is that the same premise?
You're starting fresh with this character, and he has to like figure this thing out. But turns out there's more stuff to it.
Okay.
But instead of killing him, bringing him back, you just kill him and start a new one.
I'd say it's closer to Born Identity, but
You're a Born Identity.
I'm just saying if we're picking movies that it's close to,
I guess.
But even that's not a perfect example.
Whatever.
Just saying you're wrong and you're dumb. That's all I'm just trying to say. All right. Jeez. Learn how to take criticism, Victor.
So when does this come out?
February.
Oh wow. That's
If I read the date right. Do you ever? I mean, it's American, so that's normal. But like, because in Europe, how they flip the month and the day, but that doesn't really matter because
I mean, logically, you would do day, month, then year.
Logically, which I think Europe does it that way, and we do it that way, right?
No, we don't.
No, we don't. We do
it both ways.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say because if I write the number, I write day, month, year. But if I'm writing it, I go May 12th.
Yeah,
2019.
Because I put down my birthday, day, month, year, and the amount of times that people do month first, and the company's like, "Oh, we can't find your profile, blah blah blah, because your birthday doesn't match up." It's like, ugh, these guys are stupid, stupid.
What were we talking about? Bloodshot. Yeah, this looks cool, and I'm excited because they announced that Sony bought the Valiant comics rights like a long time ago. And this is the first of several movies they're going to be making.
Well, they gave up on Spider-Man shitty movies.
I really hope this takes off so they stop concentrating on Spider-Man. But
they just dropped the Aunt May movie.
Yeah, it's not happening, Victor.
Yeah, right.
It's not happening. These are not the droids you're looking for. Yeah, I'm excited because this movie looks kind of good. It could be bad, but the trailer looks really good. Kind of looks fun in a dumb way, like a dumb fun movie. And if they kind of keep that going, I don't know. I just love connectivity in universes. I love being like, oh, that guy was the background guy of that movie, and now he's in this movie.
And new IPs. Ooh, that's nice. I guess not really new IPs, but fresh IPs.
Yeah, fresh. Fresh is a good word. Yeah. But yeah, I was so invested in that dark universe, and then The Mummy came out, and it ruined it before it started. I was so pumped for that.
And they do it. What was the dark universe? What else did they have?
They were going to do Invisible Man with Johnny Depp.
That would have been cool.
And Frankenstein with Javier Bardem.
Wait, was he in James Bond?
Skyfall villain.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think Angelina Jolie was going to be Bride of Frankenstein.
Damn.
I'm trying to remember. They did this whole picture where they like made it look like all the stars were in the same room, but there's no way they were in the same room. It was like Johnny Depp, Tom Cruise, Russell Crowe, because he played Jekyll.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Anyway, I was so invested in that. I was so ready for that to be awesome. And
what's Tom Cruise?
I ignored all the red flags of it's like Alex Kurtzman was involved. Anyway, long story short, I was burned.
Well, hopefully this one doesn't fail. And then Sony just falls back to Spider-Man again.
Listen, everyone, go watch Bloodshot in February.
Please be good.
Yeah, I'm pumped because it's like, it's not in January. So it's not the dumping ground, but February, sometimes there's leak over. There's spillage from the dumping ground.
I mean, Deadpool came out in February.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. There's been other great movies that come out in February, like Black Panther and Black Panther. I can't think of any other ones, but there has been. Victor, did you hear that Jeph Loeb left Marvel TV?
Jeph Loeb.
He was the head of Marvel TV. He was responsible for such hits as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, The Punisher, basically all the live action stuff.
Why? Because of what's his face taking over?
I think that's the thought. Yeah. The rumor is that they do not get along. Kevin Feige and Jeph Loeb, if that was who you're referring to.
Yeah. I wonder if he quit. Do you say he quit?
It just says he left. I think he was either
forcefully removed.
Yeah, I don't know. But so yeah, now that Kevin Feige is in charge of pretty much everything, he has left. He's retired.
That's
fun fact about Jeph Loeb. He wrote Commando.
That explains a lot. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I care, because I don't think that any of those TV shows you mentioned, I mean, aside from Daredevil, I don't think I cared too much about them.
Yeah, he was also just very hit or miss.
Yeah,
which is kind of how he is as a writer too. Like
good.
Like he has some of my all-time favorite stories are his, and some are not so good. So,
what's an example of one of your all-time favorites?
Batman: The Long Halloween.
Oh, well then.
He also wrote the Red Hulk storyline.
Okay.
I was actually watching Fandom Entertainment, the Screen Junkies live show. And I think it was Dan Murrell. He hypothesized that maybe they're grooming Kevin Feige to take over Bob Iger's position at Disney.
Oh.
Because he was saying that, like, a lot of times in studios, when someone is going to be leaving a position, they promote someone under them to kind of like as an in-training job, sort of. And so he's wondering if they're giving Kevin Feige all this power to see how he does and whether he's going to be a worthwhile replacement for Bob Iger when he leaves, which he has said he's going to retire in a few years.
That makes sense.
So if that's true, how do you feel about that?
I mean, I kind of prefer Kevin Feige in like a lower position where he's got more control over stuff.
He can kind of handle the day-to-day stuff a little bit more.
But I mean, he's clearly deserving of it. So I wonder if he's at the top there, I wonder if that means he's kind of like going to be more disconnected from like all the MCU and TV stuff. Like he's still at Marvel, but then he's just disconnected from it. Just watches what's happening in the MCU from afar, shaking his head in shame as it slowly burns.
Now, yeah,
I built this.
I don't disagree that it could suffer. I think Kevin Feige gets a lot of credit for what his team does.
Yeah.
And I mean, not that he doesn't do anything and he gets credit for it, but I mean, like I think he's really good at just picking creative people to be around him. And I don't know. Time will tell, I guess, what happens with all this new Marvel stuff that they're doing, because he's already got, as we said last week, way too much on his plate. Oh, poor Kevin. He's getting paid so much money
to do so much cool stuff. A terrible life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Moving on.
Sure. Victor, there was a Star Wars trailer. Star Wars. Yeah. What's it called? Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah.
Rise of the Skywalker or Rise of Skywalker?
The Rise of Skywalker? I don't know.
There's no way to find out.
No.
Victor, what did you think of the apparently final trailer
looks
of the
pretty
Star
cool.
Wars saga? Looks pretty cool.
It looks pretty cool. There's a lot of cool shots in it. That one shot with a bunch of ships flying towards this like giant ice mountain glacier with a reflection on in the water. It's pretty cool.
Okay. I feel like I didn't watch this trailer.
Really?
I did, but like a lot of stuff happened in it.
It was shot with like C-3PO.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. That made me think he's not going to make it.
Good. Finally.
Do you feel though, like, even though he's an annoying character, he's kind of an endearing character?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you'll still be like when he dies, you'll just be like,
You remember when K2SO died in what was it?
K2SO.
It's the prequel to get the plans for the Death Star. Who's
Rogue One?
Yeah. You remember when he died?
The droid in that one,
yeah.
The robot. They're not called robots, are they?
No, probably not.
I'm showing my true Star Wars fandom.
That made me a little bit sad. But C-3PO, I don't know. I find him more annoying than anything.
It's kind of like your annoying uncle, right?
I guess. I feel like I've seen enough of C-3PO. But if he dies, he dies. You know? No, they wouldn't kill him. He's been alive for the past 8 movies.
Yeah, but the trailer said this is the end of the saga. I mean, it's not the end of Star Wars, but it's the end of the saga.
Yeah. I don't know. They can keep C-3PO around.
Kill him.
Okay.
Do it. I dare you.
He was there in the beginning, and he's there at the end.
Yeah. Rose is back.
Yeah. Great.
All right. Finn's got some cool mini dreads.
Does he?
He needs to have a shower, I think.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I don't know how nappy hair works. So does he need a shower, or is that just how it happens?
Helmet hair.
He's got the little tight curls, you know.
Oh, I didn't pay attention to that.
All right. Poe's still looking like Drake. Nathan Drake, that is, not the rapper. Ray and Kylo. You think they're gonna smoochy smooch? Like that, with their mouths. Oh. I mean, they get kiss
and then touch their lightsabers together.
Yes, they will. It looks like they're gonna have some sort of lightsaber duel.
Do you think it's just gonna clash, or do you think it's gonna clash and rub?
Okay, I'm not going down this line of questioning with you.
But there's one scene where the two of them destroy this statue-looking thing.
Yeah.
What do you think that is?
Lovers do that, right?
Yeah.
That was like my second date with my wife.
The gender reveal right there.
It's nothing.
I'm not pregnant.
So are you, is it Ryler or Raylo Ren? Wait, Kylo Ray? What's the ship name for it? The shipper name?
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't hear it. Raylo Ren.
Yeah, that works. So, are they going to smooch? Do you think? I kind of thought they were going to smooch in the last movie.
I think they have to if they want to get to the gender reveal.
All right. Enough with that.
I don't know. Sure.
Are you more of a Ray and Finn type guy?
I like Ray and Finn, but I also only think about that when you ask me. So
there you go.
I don't care.
Girls like a bad boy. You know, he's got that long flowing Keanu hair.
But then you have Finn, who's just bad at everything.
So, I mean, either way, it's a project, right? Exactly. Either way, I'm sure Ray's thinking, I can change him.
I can fix him. Rebuild him.
Oh, man.
Christmas, though. Christmas. I'm pretty excited for it.
Yeah, this one actually looks like it's gotten me excited. I'm classically not a Star Wars fan, so
looks very epic.
Yeah, and JJ is good at JJ Abrams. That is, he's good at giving the fans what they want, but not necessarily in a way they expected.
Yeah, it's not a fan-made film.
Yeah, it's not like the most obvious thing, but it's satisfying, I guess. And hopefully, because it's like the end of a saga, he's not going to introduce a whole bunch of more mystery boxes. He'll just be tying off ends, you know. That would be nice.
Maybe they'll kill off Rose.
I can't wait till we talk about Last Jedi. I need to find out why you hate her so much. Don't tell me. I don't want to know right now. I can't wait. I'm so excited for it. Victor, that's everything. That's all the news this week. We stretched it out to a half hour-ish.
So, is that a good thing, though?
Good for us. Yeah.
You're going to listen back on this? It's like, oh.
Look at them laugh at that stupid gender reveal joke for 10 minutes.
This is a terrible news section leading up to a terrible movie.
Victor, let's get to it. Let's move on to our topic. I'm so pumped for this.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you are. It's main event time. Batman v Superman.
Dawn of Justice. Right off the bat, that's a stupid title, Victor. And it's not necessarily the movie. Like, titles are supposed to be short and succinct, tell you exactly what you need to know. Sometimes they can be ambiguous. That's nice.
Like the Birds of Prey movie?
But like, come on, like you don't need to add like that. That just tells you right there the studio's involvement in this movie. Like it should have just been Batman v Superman. Like the only reason you need to add a semicolon is if there's another movie already named that. Mm-hmm. So like Captain America, the First Avenger. I don't like that title. You don't need the First Avenger, but you do need it because there's been other Captain America movies before that. But
I guess you line that up with like a trilogy. It's kind of nice to have all of them to have a subtitle. But you're never going to have another Batman v Superman.
Oh, you wait. We'll have another one.
Why? How could they justify it?
Okay, and before we get into it, I think it's going to happen. It's probably unfair to compare it to Captain America Civil War, but came out a month after. It's basically the same movie, and one of them is a lot better than the other. So it's going to happen. I'm sorry if that ticks you off as a listener, but it's going to happen. Deal with it. Yeah. Okay, Victor. Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
You want to do a non-spoiler review?
No, it's been out for everyone. It's in the title. You know what happens.
That's true.
What did you think of?
I wish I didn't have to watch it again for the second time.
Yeah?
Yeah. Actually, you know what? The first little bit of it's kind of cool. With Batman kind of investigating Lex Luthor and Superman.
Yeah.
But then anything outside of Bruce Wayne and Batman, it's kind of like a train wreck. I don't like mopey Superman. I don't like crazy, erratic Lex Luthor.
Okay.
I like Alfred. Alfred's cool. Yeah. I don't, yeah. There's I have a lot of issues with this movie. What'd you think?
Kind of dug it.
What?
It is exactly what you just said. For like the first hour, I was like, this movie is awesome.
Yeah.
I love this movie. And then I think it's right around when, I was going to say it's when Batman's up on the crane with the gun. Like right then is when it starts going off the rails a little bit. But I think the nightmare sequence is before that, right?
Don't remember.
Whatever comes up first between those two, the nightmare sequence or Batman on the crane with the gun, with the tracker bullet. Yeah. That's when I like started to not like the movie, and it just keeps going downhill for like the rest of the movie. So it's like the first hour is kind of awesome.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
And then, it's like in football, if they throw the ball, they didn't fumble it. It was just like the guy was on the other side of the field and the other team caught it and then did a touchdown and then went home and slept with the other guy's wife.
What? Like all of the entire team?
Yes. It's so frustrating because it's so good at the beginning.
It feels, yeah.
I wanted to like this movie.
You know what? I bet you like they filmed the first part of it and then the studio subject's like, but wait, what if we had more Justice League stuff crammed in there?
I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
I think the number one flaw of this movie, and I think I said this for Man of Steel as well, is Zack Snyder. Mm-hmm. He knows how to set up a really great shot and he knows what's a really cool image, but he often sacrifices character or plot logic to make a cool image. And that's where pretty much everything that's wrong with it is because of that, I think.
Yeah. What's an example you think? Can I help with on top of your head?
I have a list.
Nice.
Okay, so the first time we see Batman, he's just hanging around in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Looks really cool.
Warehouse, right? Yeah.
Batman would never wait around for the cops. He would never be still interrogating a guy when two beat cops show up to answer a 911 call. You know, like he's been doing this for 20 years. And I'm sorry. Before I get into this, I'm going to try to not like put in my own bias of like what I think Batman should be and what Superman should be, I guess. I don't know. I mean, and try to take it as what the movie is presenting.
I guess. But like, there's so like, this isn't an original movie. This is a movie based off of a character that's been around for how many years?
I don't know. Anyway, there's another one where there's those people who are like on the roof and they've done a giant Superman S on their roof.
Oh, yeah.
And there's like flooding all around, and that's all they can do is just wait on the roof and hope Superman saves them. And then they like look up and they show Superman just floating there. And it's like, wow, what a cool image. But then you think about it and you're like, so he's just floating there watching them? Go save them.
He probably just got there and he was like, oh, yeah.
He's faster than a speeding bullet. He can assess the situation pretty quick. Anyway, I don't want to get into nitpicks, though. I want to talk about the movie in itself. Let's talk about the first hour, because I loved the first hour.
That first scene with Batman in that warehouse, pretty cool. It's kind of creepy. Like, it's the first time you see him. He's kind of
in the warehouse. Oh, yeah.
Where he finds those two cops. But like,
yeah,
because you kind of get the idea that like from the characters in this world that like the Batman probably exists. He's kind of like a myth, or like if he does, like if people have seen him, but like he's not well known enough. He's never around. You know, because people are still shocked to see him.
Yeah, the Pete cop was like, I never seen him before.
Yeah,
I never seen him.
So it's kind of cool they set him out that way, and the way he moved was kind of cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Very good visuals.
Yeah, I loved like right off the bat, like the origin story, like the death of Thomas and Martha.
That was really well done.
Really, just beautiful sequence. And that's the other thing I kind of hinted at. Zack Snyder is like a gorgeous shooter. Like he knows how to set up a great shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's lots of really awesome, gorgeous shots in this movie. There's a stupid plot though. What was I going to say? Oh, the opening sequence with Bruce Wayne on the ground in Metropolis.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember when this movie came out, but everyone was like heavily criticizing Man of Steel and some of the Marvel movies for like how much disaster porn there was and like that there was no consequences for it. I love that they took that criticism and was like, no, we're going to use it as part of the story.
Yeah.
And
I like that.
Yeah. And just like to see Man of Steel and to see that the two like gods punching each other in this playground of all these buildings smashing and stuff like that. And then just to see the other side of just civilians watching as buildings fall on top of them and stuff like that. Like that is so profound. And like seeing Bruce Wayne run in while everyone else is running away from it.
Yeah. Into that like cloud of dust. It's kind of cool.
Like, great imagery. Just little things like when he's like walking through the fog and like there's just like a horse without the police officer riding it, just walks by. And there's that one guy who just like kind of gives him a look like, is that Bruce Wayne?
Wow, he's really invested in this company.
Yeah. But then he goes and is a hero in both ways. And like just that like look when the little girl is just like, my mom was in that building, and he just looks up to where Superman was, and you're just like, you son of a gun. Like you just see that right there in that moment. You're just like, don't need anything else. I get it. I totally understand why he's going to fight Superman. And that scene is so great. It's a perfect way to open a movie.
Kind of wish that was the only plot of the movie.
Well, that's the thing. I think, sorry, I had lots of thoughts about this movie. Sorry if I'm monopolizing all the time. I feel like there was two different versions of this movie. I feel like there is the original script. I think Chris Terrio wrote it. And then I think Zack Snyder gets a credit as well. But I think Chris Terrio wrote the original script with certain things in mind. And then Zack Snyder misinterpreted them or did that thing of, wouldn't it be cool if we did this?
Yeah.
And it kind of ruins certain moments for it. Like, so for example, that scene is so great because not only does it show exactly why Batman would hate Superman, they get to comment on the criticism of the past movie and actually make up for it.
Yeah.
But then later on in the movie, when Doomsday shows up, there's so much more disaster porn. It's like they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. And they even try to be like, oh, thank goodness that island's uninhabited. Or like, thank goodness it's downtown and it's after 9, so everyone's gone.
Oh yeah, totally. Everyone's gone.
And it's just like, no, you missed the point you made in the first scene. There is a cost to that. You don't get to have the disaster without the casualty. So Yeah, that's what's frustrating about this movie, I think, is that there's a disconnect between the writer and maybe the original intent and what was executed.
I feel like the studio just stepped in a bunch.
Possibly.
Because it felt like they were going like a good direction, and then all of a sudden it just like changed. Or like they made a stupid decision. Like a stupid little detail they shoved in there.
Yeah. Like what? Do you have an example?
Bring back to those stupid emails. That email with all the videos. Like it would have been cool. There would have been way cooler ways to like present that.
I don't think it's necessary at all.
That too.
I'll go out on a limb. I think this movie should have ended right after the Martha scene. It doesn't need to go on for a half hour where they fight Doomsday and Wonder Woman is introduced. And,
I don't need that. Yeah, that part was stupid.
In this movie's defense, there are a ton of other movies at that time doing that where it's just a commercial for the next movie.
Yeah.
And I absolutely hate that. I guess it's fine if it's at the end of the movie and it's like a little tease of what's coming next, or if like the end of a character's arc is the beginning of another character's, like a passing of the torch or something like that. But like just to blatantly spend, 10 minutes introducing all these characters who have nothing to do with this movie at all.
Yeah, like I don't need that. Didn't need that dream sequence.
No, that could be stupid. Cut out.
Didn't care for the Wonder Woman scene.
Which one?
Where they're in Lex Luthor's place. I just don't like any of the scenes with Wonder Woman. I think they could have cut that out. Could have cut her out in the movie entirely.
Yeah.
Just more of a focus on Bruce Wayne and Clark.
Yeah. Because she doesn't really add anything to the investigation, right?
No.
Like it's just, we're just setting her up so she can show up at the end and you're not going, who the heck is this chick with the shield and the mini skirt?
Yeah. Oh, there's one thing I want to nitpick on. Anyways, I'll come back to me.
Okay, well, let's break down each character and what we thought of each one. You want to start with Superman?
Yeah, he's mopey. It's kind of that's about it. He's not fun. It's not a fun character to be like watching for 2 hours.
What did you think of Henry Cavill though?
Oh, loves him.
Yeah,
plays a good Superman.
Yeah.
Well, with what he has to work with, like he's convincing as Superman.
Yeah, to be honest, like I know you're complaining about the mopiness of it. Like I kind of enjoyed like the argument that the movie was making for the first half of like, do we need a Superman? Is it dangerous to let him make all these unilateral decisions for us? And I liked the fact that was weighing on him, that it was like, I'm just trying to do good. And like, no matter what I do, there's always two ways to look at something. Mm-hmm. And like, that was the really interesting part of the first half for me. And to have that like contrasted with Batman, like being on that side of like, I don't think you should be doing what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, I like that little like discussion or a little exploration, but I just don't think it fits the character.
It fits this version, but yeah, the Superman character in general, like he's supposed to be so annoyingly good that everyone is supposed to love him, right? Mm-hmm.
Like I wish there was like, I don't mind exploring that side of him, but I wish there was a balance.
Show him saving cats out of trees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not just like the world disasters, like how show him helping the little people too and smiling and taking selfies with people or whatever.
Yeah. Like that video that they added at the beginning of Justice League.
Yeah.
With him talking to some kid or whatever. And it's like a cell phone recording. That's Superman I want to see. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, we talked about that with the Man of Steel review that we did. Be sure to check out our Man of Steel review.
Plug that.
Yeah, like I think Zack Snyder just has a different interpretation of what Superman is. And I think the times that he really liked Superman was when writers were kind of getting sick of his regular shtick and were doing deconstructions of him. And I think that's what he really responded to when he read comics. If I could be so bold to...
deconstructions are good if you had a character to deconstruct to begin with.
That's true. And that's one of the other flaw of this movie is that it's the type of story they're telling. It is more effective when you've been with these characters for so long. Mm-hmm. Like Civil War, you've been with Tony and Cap for 5-6 movies at that point, at least. Yeah. Individually or together. And so you probably love both of these characters. At the very least, you can understand their point of view and empathize with them without them having to do a whole lot of heavy lifting. Mm-hmm. And so it's much more emotionally wrenching when they come to blows in that movie than it is in this one, because this is like the first time we're ever seeing Batman. We're figuring out what he's all about. And then this is the second time we're seeing Superman, but you're spending all your time introducing Batman. So
you don't get any of
we aren't really getting new stuff with Superman. So it's an interesting deconstruction story to tell that, but it's a little early because at that time we were still establishing a universe. We had only had one movie under our belt for DC at that point. And that was still very much the mandate at DC, is that we're creating a universe to rival Marvel's universe. Mm-hmm. And it comes at the wrong time, especially like they kill off Superman at the end of this.
Yeah.
And like it again, that you can do that all you want, but like do it later.
When people actually want to care about Superman.
Yeah.
You
when
have
they actually
that
know him.
Yeah. Because you bring a character in one movie and you get rid of him in the next movie, not that big of a loss, you know? Because the only connection you have with them is just the fact that it's Superman and you know who that character is. Because if this was a completely different movie, different characters, you wouldn't care if he died at the end of this.
No, not at all.
Because he just moped around for 2 hours.
Do you want to know my hot take for this movie, Victor?
Sure.
I think the Martha scene works. If Batman hadn't killed anyone else in the movie.
Oh.
So, yeah, I was thinking about this last night and I was watching the scene. And first off, let's just get out of the way. It's so contrived that Superman would call his mom Martha by name. Like, if I'm in my dying moments, I'm not going like, hey, tell Diane.
That's your mom's name?
I don't know. I can't remember my mom's name. You know, like you wouldn't do that. You go like, tell my mom that I love her or whatever. Yeah. Like you're letting him kill my mom or whatever. Like you don't say Martha.
Yeah.
I get what they're going for, but it's a little contrived. But let's put that away. Let me explain what I mean. So Batman has been going for 20 years at this point. Mm-hmm. Now, the main ideology of Batman is that he is beating criminals because his parents were killed right in front of him as a little boy. And he wants to make sure that no kid ever has to deal with that ever again.
Makes sense.
Right? And so he beats the snot out of criminals every night, but he still thinks he's above them because he doesn't kill. That's in his twisted little mind. Yeah. He can beat the snot out of them, but he's better than them. He's doing the right thing because he doesn't break this rule. He doesn't kill anyone. Now, in this movie, he kills lots of people in various ways with full out guns, which again is another Batman thing where he should never be using a gun because a gun killed his parents.
And like he's used guns in the comics before, but like when he does use them, they're very like memorable moments because that's like the last resort.
It's not a gun to kill someone with. It's always a gun to shoot something. Like it's like the image that they took from, I think it's The Dark Knight Returns with the sniper rifle.
Yeah.
That was to shoot a grappling hook from one building to another in the comic, but they used it for a tracker in this one. But like, that's the only time he's used gun-like things, but he never
killed Darkseid with a gun in the comics.
I really don't know.
I thought it was a gun.
Okay. You're ruining my point, but
okay.
But anyway, he doesn't use guns, whatever. He kills lots of people, but let's say he didn't kill anyone in this movie. So he's been going 20 years. He's never killed anyone.
Yeah.
Superman arrives on the scene and he suddenly decides this is the guy I'm going to break my rule for.
Yeah.
Like that's a major moment in this guy's arc. He has not killed anyone for 20 years of crime fighting. Like the Joker literally beat his partner to death and he didn't kill the Joker. So now he's deciding, I think he even says in this movie, it might be the only good thing I ever do.
Yeah.
Or something like that. This is what he's going to break his rule for. Okay. And so he gets to the moment he's going to kill him. And the guy says Martha. And he's like, wait a second. My mom's name is Martha. And your mom's name is Martha. You have a mother. And he suddenly sees we're not so different, you and I. You're not this uncaring alien who thinks he's better than everyone else. You're just as human as I am. Mm-hmm. And in that moment, he decides not to break his rule. Like that is so much more powerful than But again, it's ruined because Zack Snyder would be like, wouldn't it be cool if he took the Batmobile and flipped a car and just put a grappling hook on it and dragged it for 3 blocks and then threw the car and it exploded as it hit a building. And it's like, yeah, but there's guys in there. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Batman kills all the time.
No, he didn't kill them. The car killed them.
Right. And like he's shooting guns, blowing up. The guy goes to throw a grenade at him and he just trips him so that the grenade goes off in his face.
Yeah.
And it's like that's not what Batman does. He doesn't kill people. He believes in justice.
There's a bit of justice there. Where's the karma?
Anyway, so that was like that's my hot take of this movie is that like it could have worked. I think Zack Snyder missed the point or had designed these action scenes before they had written everything in or whatever, the big turning moment. And so it undercuts it.
Yeah. Like my favorite part of this movie is Batman, but it's also like my least favorite part too, because they got so much of his stuff wrong that like, it doesn't feel like I'm watching a Batman movie anymore. Like it doesn't feel like I'm watching the main universe Batman. I feel like this is like an offshoot Batman version. Yeah. Yeah.
And again, you can do that. But at the time, everyone thought you were building a universe. Yeah. Right? We thought it's going to be like Marvel. Like this Batman, Ben Affleck is going to be the only Batman we'll have for the next 10 years. Mm-hmm. And by the way, let's talk about Batman. Ben Affleck is awesome in this movie.
I love how jacked this Batman is compared to like the previous Batmans.
And he's just because now it's like the new thing just to crap on Ben Affleck. Mm-hmm. I got to watch Justice League again. I don't remember what he did wrong in that, but everyone seems to hate him as Batman now. But he was phenomenal in this.
Right. I liked him. Like he's like I like him as Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Mm-hmm. He's got both sides of the coin.
Yeah. Christian Bale, I liked him more as a Bruce Wayne than Batman.
Yeah, I liked Bale because he had like almost 3 personas going. Like he had his real self, then he had Batman, and then he had like the Playboy Bruce Wayne that he'd play. Yeah, I liked that part of it. But
I was saying he's not a bad Batman, but like but like with Ben Affleck, I enjoyed him as both Bruce Wayne and Batman equally. I wish Alfred stepped up at some point and like questioned his like killing people.
Well, he kind of did. There was a scene where he talked about how brutal he's gotten or something.
Yeah, but
and then he's just like, "Shut up, Alfred."
Like being brutal, like but you didn't like touch on the fact it's like, hey, branding, kind of crazy.
It's a little much, right? Yeah. And again, I don't get why he's doing that.
Branding, kind of crazy. Imagine the next step I'm going to bring up. You just killed like 7 guys.
But Alfred, criminals are like weeds. There's always going to be more of them. Yeah, but you understand that that's human life, right? Some of these guys might have kids. You know that, right?
No, I'm just
putting them to sleep, Alfred.
Nap time. You're just so tired from fighting me because I'm so awesome.
That just evolved right into that Pete Holmes sketch.
Anyways,
what were we talking about before that?
Just
Ben Affleck, right?
Yeah.
I liked his look. I liked the suit of it. Again, like Zack Snyder knows how to make a cool image. He should be a cinematographer, not a director. Yeah. Or a production designer or something. I don't know. But he's weak on story. But yeah, he looks cool. I like that he looks gigantic. I love that he's taller than Henry Cavill. Mm-hmm. I think we talked about this a little bit last week, just tangentially. I liked that. I like that Batman's at like the end of his career in this movie. It's a weird place to start for a universe, but it's kind of an interesting take. Like we haven't seen that.
Yeah. I mean, if the universe continued, then it's like, okay, well, what? So Batman's going to retire, but then he's still around for the next 15 years of movies, you know?
Yeah.
It would have been cool if he was like Superman is still fairly new, still fairly green, I guess.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if Batman was like, he was 10 years in. Because I like the contrast between like Kryptonian versus someone who's just really good at what they do.
Right. And it kind of fuels it too, where, Superman kind of has a problem with how he's dealing justice, and then stops him and tells him, you better stop.
Yeah.
Because you're doing this all wrong. And then it just kind of fuels it like, this schmuck from another planet has the audacity to tell me how to do my job that I've been doing for 20 years.
Pulls the trigger on a criminal, walks away.
He's just like, seriously? You think I'm too harsh? Shoots a guy in the face.
That's a closed casket for sure.
By the way, we were talking about the Pete Holmes sketch. There's literally a part in that fight scene where he throws a batarang in a guy's face. Oh, wait, no, it's not his face. It's his chest. But still, it's not like knockout.
Oh,
it's like, I'm throwing this into your chest.
Oh, what was that? Well, it was like a scene in Injustice 2. I think Robin's talking to Batman. You're not okay with killing people, but multiple concussions and broken limbs are fine.
I get it, though. Like, just think, you're a low-level criminal.
Yeah.
You go out one night, Batman shows up, breaks your arm. Now you're wearing a cast. Let's just say that you have the choice to be a criminal. Maybe it's not that you fell on hard times and you became a criminal. But like, you're going to think twice now, right? About going out and being a criminal. You're going to be like, maybe I should start an honest living.
I guess.
But I love cocaine.
Man. And Broken Arrow wasn't so bad. At least it wasn't branded.
That's true. Oh, okay. Let's talk about Lex.
Why did they? Just I don't know. I'm trying to find a good point to this version of Lex Luthor. He's weird. I guess that's a fun one. I hate this version of Lex. There's no redeeming points to it.
Yeah. I was listening to some of his speeches that he does, like the one where Holly Hunter's in his office or his dad's office. He's talking about the painting. I was listening to that speech, and I think that the two speeches that he makes on the top of LexCorp, and I was trying to imagine Clancy Brown saying the lines because he played Lex in the Superman Adventures, and like it sounds like what Lex would say, but it's because Jesse Eisenberg plays it so manic and like it comes off like, not that he's an idiot, but like just he's always thinking on his feet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and not that he's like thought this through.
He just didn't seem like a character that was in control, or like he didn't.
Right.
And that's kind of like the Lex Luthor that you're expecting.
This character is supposed to be smart enough to outwit the world's greatest detective, and he just doesn't come across that like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good way to say it. Like his character doesn't have a commanding presence. He's very like, you pay attention to him when he's in the room, but that's not true. For like the right reasons.
Yeah, like I'm just waiting for this car accident to happen.
Yeah.
He's like watching a drunk driver. Like, is he gonna hit the tree? No, he's put back on the road.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
don't drink and drive. Just a little PSA there for you. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, like the hair is so bad too. That must have been a wig.
No, that was his hair.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So the rumor is that he based it off of the screenwriter Max Landis, who is, if once you know that and you've seen Max Landis in interviews and stuff, you're kind of like, oh yeah, I can see that I get where he's getting that from. And it was kind of weird at the time that like, he was just like, yeah, I'm going to base this psychopath off of this screenwriter guy I know. And now after all the allegations that have come out against Max Landis, it's like,
what allegations?
Oh, he's one of the worst people I've read about for the Me Too movement.
Oh, okay.
Just like a real psychopath. If the allegations are to believe, but there were several women who came forward. So I don't think they're all making this up. Yeah. Anyway, that's beside the point. Yeah. Now that all that has come to light, it's kind of like, oh, that makes perfect sense why you would base this character off of him. If like Jesse Eisenberg kind of knew that he was a psychopath.
Oh, that seems like a weird decision. Why would you base it off of, I don't know, however many decades worth of information you have on this character?
Yeah, it's interesting that he went that way, but it's also, well, why cast Jesse Eisenberg at all?
Yeah.
Right?
That'd been cool with an unknown.
And that's the weird thing too, is Jesse Eisenberg can play the cold and calculating version of Lex that we know. Mm-hmm. But he went this direction, and I don't get it.
Maybe Zach was like, oh, you'd be a cool shot if you just looked like an idiot in these shots.
And that's the other thing too. Aside from Jesse Eisenberg's performance, he has the dumbest plan to get these two characters to fight.
Oh yeah. It's I remember being very elaborate, and I couldn't keep track of it.
I still don't understand it completely. They frame Superman. By the way, if you're going to frame someone, don't frame them with a bullet that only your company makes. Basically, he's been pushing Batman towards hating Superman for the 2 years, which again, I don't think he needed all that much pushing based on the opening scene. But apparently he managed to do that. And then he blackmails Superman just by saying, hey, I got your mom. Go kill Batman or I kill your mom. I mean, first off, that's ridiculous because Superman can hear really well. He's super fast. He could find his mom pretty darn quick.
Yeah. And like what the room his mom was in, like when they first got there, he was only like, 2 people in that room?
Not only that, like it was close because Batman got there before the hour was up. Granted, it was in his jet, his Batwing, but like he still got there pretty darn quick. What was I saying? Yeah. So like his plan is all like there's a whole thing with the guy in the wheelchair too. I really don't understand.
Yeah, I don't
what
think we
the
need
point
that.
of that was.
Just to get Superman in that fire, you know? It's a cool shot.
Yeah. Like I'm trying to piece it together in my brain. Like, was it to make him look bad some more? I also don't understand. Is his like he just doesn't like Superman? Is that the motivation?
I guess because something happened and that's what happened to how he lost his legs.
Sorry, no, I'm not talking about Wallace. I'm just talking about Lex.
Oh,
like they never explain like why he's decided to take down Superman.
No idea.
It's not that like Superman screwed
also,
with his plans at one point.
I wish we figured out how he knew that Batman was Bruce Wayne.
Right? There's so much that they just didn't explain.
Well, like Superman was, that's where he lived. Martha was his mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, Clark Kent's pretty easy to figure out, but
I guess.
And the other thing that really ticked me off about it is that at the end, when Superman shows up and the egg timer goes off and he's like, whoops, you don't have Batman's head. Guess your mom dies. And he gets a phone call. He goes and answers it and Batman answers it. And he looks so surprised. It's like, he's like, wait a second. How did that fail? You guys didn't talk to each other, right? You didn't find out both your mom's names are Martha, right? That's a surefire way to become best friends.
Like, hey, you could have just mentioned like, hey, I don't want to fight you. Even in the middle of being shot, you'd be like, yeah, I got to do this because they have my mom.
That's what he tried to do. Again, because it looks cool, he shows up to fight Batman, but really he's trying to talk to him. And so Batman shoots all his bullets at him and then he shoots the sonic cannons or whatever. All of a sudden Superman just gets ticked that he keeps shooting him.
Yeah, that's
and
stupid.
So he just throws him through a building and he's like, listen, I don't want to fight you. He just threw the guy through a building.
But I liked all that planning that he did, going through how the fight would go, like figuring all that out, putting the spear where it needed to be, putting the traps in the building.
Here's a hot take for you.
Okay.
If he truly wanted to kill Superman, shoot the gas grenade, pull out a kryptonite dagger from your thing. Just shiv him right there. Just stab him in the face with it.
And I didn't use a gun.
Gun killed my parents. I don't know if you know that. Her name was Martha.
What was the dad's name?
Thomas.
Yeah, right.
Also, little nitpick with that. I hated that Thomas Wayne threw a punch at Joe Chill and that caused him to shoot them.
You wish it was just like a cold-blooded shot?
Yeah, or like he was just so like so jacked up and like afraid of even doing the mugging. Anyway, that's beside the point. It doesn't make or break the movie for me. I was thinking about this movie because I really dug the first half of it. And then it just kind of starts getting worse and worse. And I remember this is exactly how I felt in the movie theater.
Yeah.
And I was like, because I forgot that I had liked the first half of the movie. And so I was watching and I was like, man, this is a lot better than I thought it was. This is great. And then it just starts going. And then I like started going through like the same emotions again. And I was just like, oh no, I was right to hate this.
Yeah, that was the frustrating thing. Like it started off really good, but even the first hour, like there were parts where it was like, why is this scene in here? Like the court scene, the wheelchair guy.
Yeah. Oh, it should be said. that we watched the theatrical cut of the movie. I know there's a director cut that adds a little bit of shade to, not shade, adds more color to, I think it's mostly just Lois and Clark. I think it's more of Lois's investigation into the bullet and Clark's tracking of the Batman. By the way, how long has Clark Kent been around? He doesn't know who Batman is. Doesn't know who Bruce Wayne is.
He's the world's greatest reporter.
I just love that he brings it up in a staff meeting where he's just like, hey, Perry, have you heard of Batman? Yeah, he's been around for 20 years. We've done numerous stories on him. Nobody cares.
Yeah, you're fired.
Write a dang sports column. That's what I hired you for. Yeah. Also, Victor, what's the point of putting a tracker on a truck if you're just going to follow it with your car and make your presence known that you're following them?
Just in case he loses them somehow. I don't know if this fucking movie has a lot of stupid shit in it. I want to know why even bother grappling the car that you flipped over and dragging it behind you for like a couple of blocks before you throw it in?
Because wouldn't it be cool if?
I guess. You got anything else you want to toss in there?
Yeah, I think that's like most of the main points. I mean, we're so late to the game on this. I'm sure there's been lots of think pieces, both for and against this movie. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you've heard it all at this point. Yeah, I really wanted to like this movie. I thought I was liking it. So frustrated.
Because I like Batman's costume in this. That armored suit. It's pretty cool.
I like both of the characters in this movie.
Yeah.
And to Zack Snyder's credit, Gal Gadot, awesome Wonder Woman.
Right?
But like, it's just, wouldn't it be cool if? No, it wouldn't. You're ruining stuff. Stop it.
You can do that after you establish these characters the way they should be.
And just stop doing it. All movies in general, all franchise movies, stop wasting so much time of your movie setting up the next movie. Just make this movie good, and then
sprinkle
and then
those
we'll go
in
see
later.
the next movie.
Yeah. Or even like you sprinkle in a little bit here and there. That's fine. But I don't want more than 5 minutes worth of you setting up.
Well, and that's the thing that ticks me off about the nightmare sequence so much is that like you could cut it out the movie, you would never know.
Yeah.
Like there's no reference to it before or after. It's so out of nowhere. And then the Flash shows up and he's like, oh, I'm too soon. It's like, yeah, I don't know who you are.
This would have made more sense if your movie was made 3 years ago.
Right? It's just, yeah, stop it. Stop it. All movies, stop doing that. That's what was wrong with the Mummy movie too.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, they were trying to set up all the other movies. Just make your movie good. Make that one. Concentrate on that one and make it good. Stop it. Stop teasing the next one.
Man.
Anyway, would you recommend this movie, Victor?
No.
Okay. I feel like if you wanted to watch this movie, you already have. It's been out for what, 3 years, 4 years?
Something like that.
And I mean, it's a hard watch, especially if you really love these characters.
I mean, at this point, there's no point in watching it because both those characters are gone from the universe.
Are they though?
Well, the Batman isn't related to the DCU.
What if it's a prequel though to this Batman?
I thought it wasn't related, period.
I don't know if it is or not.
Oh. Or I got another Superman movie.
But what if it's Cavill? What if he comes back?
I thought he was done with it for sure.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess I was going to say before Victor said that like it's kind of an important chapter in the DC universe, but
falling apart.
It's the beginning of the end. But
Dawn
I guess,
dusk.
if that's true, if they are rebooting both those characters, then I guess you don't really need to see it.
Save yourself the heartache.
Yeah. What a waste of Doomsday. What a waste of the Death of Superman storyline.
Right? Doing like three different plots in one movie is such a waste. Again, you're doing too many. You're wasting these opportunities.
But Victor, wouldn't it be cool if?
No. That's the problem. The answer was no to all of these.
Yeah.
Anyways, you want to wrap it up there?
I guess so.
You have anything else to say? You want to?
Not really. I'm so disappointed in this movie. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Ooh. That one cuts a little deeper.
It's so. I'm glad it was the flip side because I mean, longtime listeners of the show know that you and I love Marvel so much more than DC, at least in their movies.
And it's not like a fanboy thing. It's just because, for me at least, it's just because the DC movies aren't that great.
Yeah, I like DC characters. Like I have nothing against DC. They just have not made some great movies. But I'm so glad it was the flip side because I like Iron Man and Captain America so much more. I'm so glad Civil War was so awesome.
Oh, right? Yeah.
If it was the flip side and this was the Civil War was the crappy one, I'd be so mad. But this movie is bad. I was just trying to justify it, but it's really just the first hour is really good, and then you can probably shut it off. as soon as Batman figures out what the white Portuguese is, just shut it off and just imagine the fight in your head. Yeah, it's an interesting movie. It's a gorgeous movie. There's lots of scenes that look really cool, but then if you put it in the context of who these characters are or whether the plot makes sense or whatever, then it's kind of ruined. Like, it's really cool to see Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman all standing there ready for battle. Mm-hmm. But then they're fighting this Doomsday character
who looks like a turd.
It's in the middle of disaster porn.
He looks like a rock dumpster come to life.
What's a rock dumpster?
Dumpster full of rocks.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like we're just repeating ourselves at this point, so might as well just wrap it up.
Well, anyways, thanks for listening, guys. That's been our delayed review for Batman v Superman.
I know everyone was waiting for it.
Be interesting to hear your guys' thoughts, so leave a comment. And if you want to get in touch with us directly, you can email us at averageuninformed@gmail.com.
Are we wrong? Is the movie secretly awesome?
No.
And we just missed the point? Tell us in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And next week we will we'll talk to you about something else. We'll talk to you again next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.